led through. Analyst Desk had a whole segment on the really strong stacking that Meech was able to do.
Yeah, it's Smolder and Senna are both up. Likely to see that trade unless they've got something else planned, maybe a Varus, if they want to try to beat her in lane.
Yeah, Nautilus already banned out. Oh, they're taking away the Tahm Kench. So Tahm Kench is picked away. Nautilus is banned away. So it could just be, like, you can't just play Senna with a standard lane, but there are also other melee options. Like, people used to play Cho'Gath and even Mundo and various things like that. We've seen Wukong, we've seen Lee Sin, we've seen Seraphine. So there's tons of different options you can play. What do you think 100 Thieves might go to? Because generally in the LCS, it is one of Tahm Kench or Nautilus.
I don't even know. I could see...
They're Flash, no!
I mean, we had Huhi on the Wukong. That one didn't work out too well.
I don't think it's going to be Wukong.
Don't think it's going to be that one. I do like the steal away, though, with the Taliyah. It's so strong right now, and it doesn't have to go mid lane. River is also a very good Taliyah player, so could keep it flexible here. Oh, the Ornn support with the Senna. That has been done as well.
Yeah. I don't
wish I hadn't seen it, but I did see it.
I mean, Carrier's played it on T1 with like some success, but I think Ornn is actually, he's a step up over playing like Nautilus or Tahm Kench. Ornn, he's a tank, but I feel like he actually takes a lot of games to be proficient on. He's got long cooldowns. You have to combo in a specific way. So I don't think he's the champ you just kind of like whip out first time and do well on.
Plus, I always feel like when I've seen Ornn, you know, played with Senna, I feel like he gets punished way harder in lane than some of the other picks. Like Nautilus and the Tahm Kench, I've often seen the Ornn struggle a lot harder to actually farm well, to be able to have presence in lane, to not get run over. And when you're playing a pretty weak early laner like the Ornn against something like the Smolder, that is a lot of free stacks for the Smolder. We are assuming it is, of course, Tahm Kench support for Huhi, so it would be a very safe lane for that Smolder down there. And I guess the question is, you know, can they actually punish the Ornn or not? Probably not, so it might just end up being a farm fest, because Smolder Tahm Kench isn't a threatening lane either. It seems like it's supposed to just going to be who can kind of scale better, who can get more out of it.
Yeah, I don't expect a whole lot of action to go down in the bot lane. Probably just going to be a handshake scale fest, which, you know, I think both these teams like playing through topside and mid. So, yeah, they're saving their top lane and junglers for phase 2. We'll see what picks we get.
Yeah, some definitely focus on both sides for jungle right now. I like the Trundle ban against River. Taking that one out, making sure they can't do an easier front to back with his ultimates. River definitely got very sneaky with that champion. They're expecting very clearly the Taliyah to go mid into the hands of Quid. He has been outstanding on it as well. Looks like Lee Sin was all they're worried about here for Contractz, though, and they throw the other bans at what they think Dhokla might blind.
There's also already a lot of AD jungler banned, right? Because like Poppy can go jungle, Viego's banned out, Trundle's banned out, Lee Sin's banned out, Vi's banned out. So there are clearly so many of these AD junglers already banned out. There are things like Wukong if they want to go towards it. There's things like Zhao if they want to go towards that for an AD jungle. It is going to be Zhao locked in here for Contractz. What would you like to see from River?
Not Shaco.
Not Shaco?
No, not Shaco.
He was in the game that they won.
He was sort of like he was there.
He was present on the rift.
Wait. But if you delete the blue buff into go feed at red buff, first blood.
Yeah, that jungle pathing.
If you delete that part, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. He was there. I felt like he did absolutely nothing in that game.
He could have literally been jungle Yuumi, and it would have been probably about the same amount of impact on the game.
He took some dragons. Yuumi might struggle with that.
He had some good box plays.
There you go.
There was a
Jungle Jax. We got another Milky Way enjoyer.
Yeah.
Or it could be Taliyah jungle, Jax top, Jayce mid. Like there is some flex going on here, but I kind of expect Jax jungle into Zen.
Yeah, Jax jungle has actually been getting super popular too. It was just played this morning in Europe as well. And Douglas had, when I looked at it, he was legendary on it with a full bounty. So we'll see. A lot of Jax jungles having a lot of success here. So I also really like it into Zhao. That's one of the main things that started people playing Jax jungle, picking it into auto attack junglers, and then you go and you can duel them. Counter-Strike obviously is God mode versus this champion because Xin charges in, can't really get out, and is all auto attack based.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like this matchup as Zhao. I think it's going to be pretty Jax favored, but you know, you just try to avoid the 1v1 with him. You'll still be useful. You can have a lot of CC and damage in fights. Just probably don't want to take the 1v1.
Yeah, this is interesting, right? Because everyone always thinks about Smolder as kind of being that champion that puts you on a timer, that has incredible scaling, but there's insane scaling on the Hunt Thieves side as well, right? Jack's jungle obviously is a unique case where it can actually scale, play side lanes. Senna scales to infinity. Ornn with Ornn upgrades potentially later on. You know, there is a lot of power for them to be able to play through sides. I'm really interested to see how they actually play around the Jacks, because we have seen some teams utilizing the Jack's jungle, actually playing them as a side lane split pusher later on in the game, which works really well with Taliyah, which works really well with the Senna, with the Dawning Shadow as well. So there's so many different ways for them to play this out. It may not be, you know, a kind of a closed case just if Smolder gets to 225 stacks.
Wow, TP Smolder too coming out. Don't say that too often. It can help with your lane, but I think having Ghost in that champ is so good just for later on, like any kind of team fighting.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Well, comps aside, I'm just excited to see these two teams get back on the Rift. These are the two teams that had sick players and lost a bunch of games. You know, Dhokla, obviously, Super Week was so rough for NRG, but he was in the emergency room right before Super Week, and they are on a 4-game loss streak. Then, of course, 100 Thieves. There were some things coming out about River possibly being unwell during their Cloud9 one. So onto the Rift in the lower bracket in a must-win series here for your playoff lives. Hope everybody is on point.
And Meech could be in some trouble here. They're going to flash on him. He's going to have to flash out of there. So trade of flashes. Not the end of the world.
That would have been so embarrassing to flash into that wall.
Yeah, I was sweating for him, man. That's one of the most common fail flashes.
I always pause right at that point just to make sure. I feel like that's the most common. Nobody just runs there and immediately flashes unless you're about to die.
But the heart monitor on him would be going crazy. Game 1 of playoffs there. But a little interesting trivia that it's kind of fun to touch on is a 6 seed has actually never won the LCS. So NRG won last split in summer as a 5th seed. They are now 6th seed here, but they are the defending champions who barely even made it into playoffs. They did actually need a little bit of help from Shopify, who didn't have a great last week, to even be able to qualify. So, you know, it's a team that I think the expectations now have really changed, because coming into the split, there was so much talk about, okay, you were amazing at Worlds, now it's time to come and dominate the LCS and really show us what you've learned. It wasn't the case.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't, and a lot of the conversation originally was around because there are increased expectations after having a big Worlds performance and winning the LCS. Is that one of the reasons that they started to crumble? But definitely no more room for error as we are in the lower brackets, and NRG looking to make history, to be the first 6th seed ever to make it all the way through playoffs and win the LCS.
It's also going to be really interesting to watch how Sniper plays, because I think, you know, both Sniper and Quid, expectations were really high for them after the regular season. But going up against Cloud9, they weren't able to have that level of performance. You know, Fudge talked a lot about, you know, the unique picks that he had planned for Sniper, and how Sniper, you know, wasn't able to lose gracefully in those, playing against ADTF and these various different matchups. Now it feels like he's kind of back more in this comfort zone. He's playing Jayce. He's playing into a tank. He has the push in this lane, and he's going to be the one who can kind of dictate the matchup a little bit, which is a position he's done very, very well from, because he's been incredible in aggressive matchups.
Yeah, Contractz making a quick little appearance mid, a little XP gank, as we call it. Not going to get a whole lot done.
Just walk on by. No opportunity there for him, but it's also interesting if you look at River too. River did just the red quadrant clear and went back for an early longsword. So while Contractz showed mid, River took a little bit of extra time to go back for his early back, and with the extra bit of AD, see if he can get anything done. He is, of course, pathing up to the pushing side here with Sniper that you mentioned with the Jayce.
Yep, and it's going to be difficult for Jax often to get that much done early on, unless someone really overextends. Eyla looking for the knock-up on the Searing Charge, can't quite connect on it. And you talked about some of the difficulty playing this champion, that it is a champion that actually, it does actually have some pretty low-key difficult combos, especially some of the, like the 100-0 stuff people used to do on Ornn, is not something even the most experienced Ornn players often are willing to actually bring out on stage, so.
Yeah, I mean, if you see Ornn one tricks, it's crazy.
Yep.
Like you won't expect to die the way that they can kill you. So definitely a high skill cap tank, even if, you know, on surface value doesn't really look like it.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of procs you can get of the Brittle when you do the combos perfectly are really, really high. Contract's going to be spotted by this ward as he moves into Raptors. We see Huhi also moving up, and they haven't spotted Huhi yet. River's in the area. is going to get the bad news very likely, as Contractz will have taken this away. And with Huhi there,
sneaky frog.
Not much River can do about it.
Yeah, this is actually one of the issues with starting Raptors that a lot of junglers have come to realize nowadays, is because Contractz started red, which gave him honestly quite a bit slower first clear, but the upside is that your Raptors don't respawn so early and there's no target, because River actually looked for Contractz' Raptors here, but they weren't up. So now Contractz gets River's Raptors, and we'll still have the Soul Jungle to farm too.
All right, bottom side. The stacking wars is ongoing here as FBI does get an extra one there, hitting Eyla. Honestly, the debate on Senna stacking versus Smolder stacking has been one that's been going on for like a month now with these two champions with their super high priority. Even before the 20-second nerf to Smolder's ultimate hotfix that just now came in, for pro play, I really feel like there were still a decent amount of people that liked the Senna as far as being able to make roaming plays. Currently, we're seeing Contractz just take away those grubs, though. No roaming Senna right now. Where are you on the Smolder versus Senna stacking wars?
I mean, I'm kind of in the belief that Smolder is just really, really OP. I don't think I would want to play against him, but he's kind of good in the same way that Yuumi was good in competitive, where, you know, it's not fun to play with a Smolder on your team until late game. In which case, it's still not that fun for you, but it's fun for him. So I think he's
But then the other team really isn't having fun.
Yeah. They have less fun, so it's a net gain.
Yeah. Fun is all relative.
And so I think it's, you know, it's not a bad matchup for Senna. Like, she's not going to get punished, which can be her weakness sometimes. So I don't think it's completely doomed, but I would probably rather be on the Smolder side.
Yeah, and I mean, the Smolder already stacking quite well early on. That's 37 stacks here at 6 minutes. Of course, it accelerates heavily as you pick up more CDR, get more points in the abilities. So that is a very good clip here early on. But it's just so easy when it's a farming Ornn. Every single time this guy is stepping forward for minions, if your support is there, you step forward, you Q him on cooldown, you're really accelerating your stacks. And by accelerating your stacks, it just becomes multiplicative, because you get the AoE earlier, then you hit 125 earlier. That just makes it easier and easier and easier to continue accelerating those stacks.
Yep, we did see 100 Thieves pick up the early dragon.
Yeah, River in trouble, though, as Contractz is going to flash in. River going to have to pop the Counter-Strike, try to back off. Huhi now separated from the team, but it's Palafox going to come over the wall with the Spirit Rush, and River's on the run. Can he actually get out of there? The Charm going to connect on Meech. Meech is going down, as is Eyla, and Palafox is even going to get River. It's a 3-for-0 start for NRG as they collapse, and the much faster roam from Palafox makes all the difference.
Yeah, mid-diff right there. Palafox had it pushing. He's heading down the river. So Contractz does a really smart play, and he flashes in for the Q3 knockup before River has time to react with his Counter-Strike. He gets that little bit of timing there. The delay allows Palafox to come down the river, join the fight, and they chase them through. 3 kills for NRG this early. Just look at the mini-map right now. You see the Ahri leading first. There's the flash I was talking about. Gets the knockup on River. River kind of gets baited in, walks a little bit even further up, and so Palafox ults over the back of Dragon Pit, and then 2 of these kills reset him, so he gets 2 more charges on his ultimate. Those 2 charges allow him to dash into the tower, get the kill, dash back out as well.
It did seem like there was a little bit of miscoordination on 100 Thieves there. River, he didn't immediately start running when he was flashed on. I think he either didn't realize Ahri was first, or he expected Taliyah to match with ult. But either way, huge fight for NRG, especially with a Smolder. Like, just getting that kind of lead in bot lane is really what you like to see.
Yeah, it looked like he really wanted to punish Contractz for flash queuing on him and be like, what? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I still have my Counter-Strike. He really wanted that stun, but got really baited up there. And Contractz is back out.
Now in some trouble here. This could be an easy dive. The Pathmaker going to set it up, and there goes the all-out. Sniper going to try to flash back to the tower, but it's just to die. Now can Quid get something back here? Nice flick back, and Palafox will fall in the exchange. We'll see if he can follow up. There's the flash forward. He wants to keep going for it. Dhokla and Contractz trying to get out of there. Dhokla just trying to buy some space for his jungler. Will be successful in that.
Wait,
Huhi's roaming up, though, and he does have heal, so maybe there's an angle to try to turn around. They're going to see if they can get FBI, though, on the bottom side, potentially.
Yeah, Quid might be in trouble here. He flashed in a little over-ambitiously.
There's the flash from Huhi, and he is going to land this slow, and now there's no flash, but good sidestep on the win becomes lightning. Quid gets the bonus move speed, will get out. River going to be able to push FBI back. Won't get a kill. Now going to be starting to feel confident and think to move back there, but at the end of the day, at least you're going to deny some farm and some stacks from the Smolder.
Yeah, I mean, the Huhi roam getting punished right now. They're going to get some turret plate money. River takes away a bit of the blue quadrant of their jungle as well. That was one turret plate.
Yeah, now thinking better of taking that blue, maybe deciding, yeah, it's a little bit too greedy. So they are going to back off. They don't know exactly where Zin is heading, if he's coming straight down towards the blue quadrant to defend that from base. And the Malignant's already done now for Palafox, so he's going to have super low ulti CDR. We did see two different variations of this build yesterday. It was Malignance into Lichbane on one side, and then we saw a Malignance into a Horizon Focus on the other side for the higher burst. Which build are you kind of more of a fan of?
I really like the Lichbane one. I think that it gives you so much threat without having to use your charm. Like, you can just WR at people.
Palafox in some trouble, is going to have to ulti to safety there as River did jump forward, but you can continue.
Yeah, so I do like the Lichbane for like just the pressure with your guaranteed damage, your W, your R, your autos. One thing that I think Sneaky pointed out yesterday when I was talking to him about it was that I think in competitive, Horizon Focus actually has a lot of value with the vision you get.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in fights, that is hard to quantify. Like, you just hit somebody and all of a sudden you can see in all the bushes, you see everybody. So I think Horizon Focus is also a really good option, but I'm personally a little bit more fan of the Lichbane.
Yeah, it's kind of like maybe higher risk, higher reward, right? Because if you hit the charm, you know, there's a lot of value, but if you don't, obviously Lichbane's kind of guaranteed value like you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's been so good this season, actually. Lichbane's been nerfed multiple times. Still really, really good, though. As we see Contractz heading down, clearing back out the rest of that jungle and the nice blue buff that they did leave behind. Because they didn't have full information. Dragon is spawning, though, so looking at the setup here, and NRG, despite that one extra kill being given back over, still really happy about this early game. Should be an easy pull for them here. Meech actually doing a good job getting some souls off Raptors. This is one of the best things for Senna. Follow your jungler around, especially on the camps that have a whole bunch of monsters in them, and they're going to contest.
Yeah, that seems a little risky by NRG starting
Eyla. Contract's going to get knocked up, and the seismic shove going to get flashed out. River avoids it, but he's low, and the TP's going to get canceled on top side, so Dhokla can't actually join. Here comes Mum over the top from FBI. Can't quite finish off the kill onto River, but the charm's going to land on Eyla, and that'll force the flash out from him. Very back and forth fight here. Both teams softened up a bit, but that generally favors the Senna, who has the additional sustain and is going to be able to heal them back up. But what an important interrupt there from Sniper on the top side. If that TP came through from Dhokla, could have made all the difference.
Yeah, it looked a little questionable for me. You know, you're the team with Smolder starting up Dragon there, but they definitely were playing off. I think they had just only a few seconds on the TP advantage for Dhokla, so it was a good play, but honestly, just such a good response by Sniper canceling that. I think that may have saved the whole game for them. That looked really doomed if Ksante came in there.
Yeah, on the reset too, even Quid getting back out really early, pushing all the way up to tower. River right back down to the bottom side. They didn't get a reset here for FBI and Huhi, so Huhi's actually channeling his recall right now, which would leave a huge power deficit down here, and 100 Thieves will move right in. They're now going to be able to use a teleport from Mr. Ornn. Eyla here, Spellbook.
I like NRG's response to this. They recognize now Sniper has TP advantage. You have no business contesting this, and they're just immediately going top lane to set up a dive on Sniper and take the jungle camps.
And he's being pretty smart about this. He's actually just waiting at the tier 2. He knows he can't actually walk back to that tower, especially with Dhokla proxying. That kind of gives away the play a little bit. But they are going to be able to take a plate. They are going to be able to deny at least one full wave there from Sniper. Contractz will take away some of these jungle camps also. I do think Sniper was spotted walking into that side lane brush, so we'll see if he still walks up, because Contractz is spending a lot of time waiting up there. He's not farming those last camps, as Palafox does pop the LT there, trying to get a bit of a trade down on Quid.
Pretty interesting what this is going to do to the mid game for them as well, because 100 Thieves have really high possibilities of opening up the map and split pushing. A lot of split push options, and then they also have a Senna ultimate and a Taliyah ultimate. Whereas NRG, a lot of 5v5 around this Smolder. But if you're denying a lot of money early to the Jayce and not letting the Jayce get any sort of lead and...
Flash forward, tries to actually hit the blast cone, but here comes Quid, and now Contractz is locked in the wall. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Gonna try to dash forward. There comes the charm from Palafox, is gonna connect, but Contractz getting very low. The red buff blocks the shock blast from Sniper, and here comes Dhokla, but Dokla's already very low. Pathmaker forward, gonna force the flash. The Dawning Shadow comes in over the top. They get the second kill in from Quid off a great aggressive play there from River and Quid. They knew Palafox had no ulti. He had just used it mid lane. They forced the play and they went out.
That was so good from Quid. He doesn't let Dhokla get the ult off on him.
OTB now down to bot lane. Sniper's coming in from behind. Mom gonna get dropped as there's Eyla spat out, but can FBI even finish him off? One kill has already gone to Eyla, and Ayla's gonna survive. Sniper picks up the second, and it's 100 Thieves wins across the map.
Really nice play from 100 Thieves there. Like that whole sequence, River had to go topside to let Jayce get back to his turret. Sees his camps are gone, goes for the invade, just immediate flash in onto the flashless and Zhao, follow up with Taliyah ult. Just really good heads up play, like recognizing all their opportunities here.
Yeah, that was actually crazy. Really good placement on the blast cone, getting him right in to the alcove. And then, yeah, Contractz just fights his way out because there's no other option here. So they do get the counter kill, and Dhokla wants to come in and get the ult onto Quid. But look at this. Flashes away as Dhokla gets stunned going across the rocks, so he can't get it off.
Yeah, it looked like Ahri, you couldn't see it in the replay there, but his ult had a few seconds cooldown when that fight started. So really good window by 100 Thieves there.
It was just such good cooldown tracking. You called out the missing flash. They knew the Palafox had just traded out his ult mid lane as well. And then here, FBI and Huhi know that they're dead because they're TP'd on. So they're just going to try to fight their way out, get a kill. They can't even get that, though. So 100 Thieves now, 2 dragons to the lead and the gold advantage as well. Definitely not the situation that NRG wanted to find themselves in here. Quid, though, going to get spotted out by Contractz. Wind Becomes Lightning does connect, and he's going to flash over the wall, dodging out on that. The Seismic Shell's going to push him back, but is that even going to buy enough time? Quid does pop the phase rush, will be able to get out of there. So at the end of the day, it's just a bit of a chunk for the flash. And now Dhokla here in trouble, going to use the all out to try to get back to safety as the TP comes in here to reinforce. But they're not going to be able to get anything with that. That TP seemed like Palafox assumed there was going to be more of a play to it. Contractz, though, back on top side, going to pop the Crescent Guard. He's going to go back in as the tower is down, but does he have the sustain to survive here? He does not. Quid gets the kill. They get the tower, but not really worth it here as Quid is getting so fed.
These last 3 minutes for 100 Thieves have just blown the game open. Absolutely insane plays on the invade, then bottom side, and then the entire rotation here, winning both sides of the map.
I just want to point out that was such a weird thing to see happen. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen a game where a jungler suicides to take a turret and then gets solo killed by the mid lane. Like that's just so weird.
I think he must have thought he could kill the tower a little bit faster and then be able to kill him. But now there's a TP coming up top here. Palafox gonna have to pop the Spirit Rush and run. Quid in hot pursuit here on that Weaver's wall. Not going to be able to actually find much of anything, I don't think. Or is he? Under the tower, getting him very low. Contractz is back, though.
He's not done.
It's Jungle versus mid round 2, baby.
He's got a score to settle.
He's got to get paid for flashing on him earlier.
Yeah.
He still has to complete that play.
All right, these guys are trying to live up to the series we saw yesterday. It was an absolute bloodbath, and this one is really scrappy, too.
So they heard that actually yesterday we almost set the record for any international or any region across the world for top 4 regions to have a playoff game be that bloody. They did set the LCS record
by a lot.
But now, today we're looking for the worldwide record.
We're going for it. Meech going to get connected on. He's going to flash out of there. In goes Huhi with the dive, and he's going to be able to take him down. Gives him a licking, and he's going to fall. In comes FBI, AoEing across the team, but they don't have much damage there. Now the arrival comes in from Dhokla. He's going to go all out. Palafox going to come in with the Spirit Rush. The charm connects, and they get the kill onto River. Quid in trouble now, but it's Palafox on the run as FBI is down. Sniper going forward. Can Dhokla take him out? Dokla's got one. And he's going to try to turn it around on the Quid. Quid's in trouble. He flashes out. The Intovo strikes don't connect. And now Dhokla has to get out of there with the Ghost. Absolute bloodbath. Both teams playing with so much confidence, just willing to scrap it out.
That was a crazy fight. NRG's so close to getting that shutdown on Quid, which would be huge. He's at 1,000 gold bounty now. They did get his flash at least, so that'll make him more vulnerable for the next play. But yeah, NRG they are hungry.
Yeah. So Huhi started it out. He got the first tongue onto him, and then Contractz did Wind Before Lightning, and then they got the second tongue for the kill. But at this point, you think 100 Thieves are running over them. Huhi gets sniped down, so 100 Thieves have huge momentum. It's when Palafox joins with his ultimate on the Ahri, gets into the back line. Actually didn't even chunk anyone there, and it's Dhokla who peels for him.
And Sniper as well, I think, kind of saved that fight, coming over the wall and actually taking out FBI. He basically 100 to 0'd FBI over the wall there. Had he not gone down, that could have been so much worse. But at the end of the day, FBI, look at his stacks. He's almost at 190. We're back to live, and we're back to Meech being in trouble here as Palafox. One more charge on the Spirit Charge. He goes for it. He gets it. Can he actually get out? No. River and Eyla able to take him down. Contractz still on the Dragon. Sniper on the flank position, but he's going to get jumped on. Here comes the dive. It's going to knock him up as FBI reconnects with a team to take down Sniper. And now River's in trouble. He's going to go down next. Contractz has got the Dragon. NRG has got the fight. And this one is explosive. 100 Thieves are 2K in the lead, but we're almost at 200 stacks. We're not even at 20 minutes. FBI is going to have 225 so fast. I think this is going to be the fastest we've seen it in the LCS.
That was such a good play for NRG there, because not only did they win the fight, they got the Dragon, which the difference between being on soul point or not in this kind of game is monstrous, right? 5 minutes with a Smolder is a really long 5 minutes. Like, he will ramp up a lot in that time, so I'm very surprised Palafox got this kill. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, he missed the charm initially, and so he was like, you know what? I just got to full send it. He goes into the back. At least he gets the 1-for-1.
That's kind of been NRG's motto this game. They're just perma-full sending it.
Yeah. I feel like both teams, we kind of turn LCS into the Coliseum. It's just all fighting all the time here, baby.
Fight, fight, fight. I mean, this is sometimes one of those things that happens when both teams are really confident in their hands, so both teams feel like they should be the ones to be able to execute. It just kind of becomes this scrappy series.
And the one without a death in the game, the one clean one here with all of the bloodiness all around, is Quid again. Full stacked bounty that you mentioned before. If you can get that kill, that is a huge swing. Then all of a sudden, not only did you get the Dragon, you stop their stacking, you chop down a bit on the gold lead, and you have a Smolder to rely on with the 225 really close. But if you can get that 1,000 gold kill onto Quid, that might even just wrap it up.
I mean, when Quid's that rich, though, he can hire bodyguards. He's paying his teammates to keep him alive, but FBI gonna have to flash out from the seismic shove. The horn gonna get called, does land the knock up, so it's a strike, but not gonna mean too much. They do force out that flash though.
Yeah, the Quid's kind of got his work cut out for him this game, because if you look at pretty much everyone else in 100 Thieves, Sniper's doing all right. River is very behind. Senna is also pretty underleveled, not stacking very well. You know, Meech had super good stacking stats previous to this, but something about the way this game has played out has just kept him from doing that.
There's 225 already passed there by FBI, so now Smolder online before 21:30, I believe it was, or right about 21:30. That is very fast or competitive.
Yeah, I would be a little worried if I was 100 Thieves here.
No
I think, you know, the Jax jungle, the Ornn support, I don't have a ton of faith in these picks. I mean, especially just because Jax is behind, but it's going to be hard.
And they have a Tahm Kench to boot. So your Smolder is not only going to be powerful and executing people, but has so much safety. I mean, how do you even lock the Smolder in place for a seismic shove for Quid? Like, for Quid to work his magic, I honestly think he has to actually work through frontline. Like, you're not even going to be able to assassinate this Smolder. He's got a Tahm Kench protecting him, so you have to take advantage of Quid's big AoE damage and try and get a lead on the front line. Maybe pick off the Zhao or something.
Well, we'll see if Dhokla's going to get caught here. Nice timing on the Pathmaker. Going to immune the stun there from the counter-strike, and we'll be able to walk it out. But it's always scary when you're saying, all right, well, if we can't dive and we got to play front to back, and you're doing that against a Smolder who already has the stacks, which is usually a losing proposition. 2 items already completed there for FBI. Now the stacks, this is generally the point of the game where it really starts to accelerate, where you have the Shojin, you have the Essence Reaver, you have your CDR boots, and you have the max rank in the queue. Your stacking gets crazy. They're going to put him mid lane. You can see he's taking Raptors now, so he's going to start really accelerating this. This could be like a 400 stack game, honestly, for Smolder.
I will say, as far as our evaluation of the Ornn support, and not wanting to see like a first time slap it down, Ayla's been a good Ornn support, and that Ornn ultimate could be a game changer. Like, that could be the ray of hope.
In comes Quid. They're going to look for FBI. Remember, doesn't have the flash, but good sidestep, and is going to be able to flap to safety. Contractz now playing around the side, does connect on the wind, comes lightning, but thinks better of taking it in. Palafox was moving over. You can see Dhokla's moving over to the team. No one's actually answering that wave in bot lane right now for NRG, so Dhokla will go back towards it. wanted to threaten the roam down, but that pink ward spotted them. And I know that's one of those things that coaches always get frustrated by when someone keeps walking back and forth past a pink ward and not being able to actually spot it. That one over by NRG's blue buff has gotten some pretty good value on Dhokla walking past it a couple times.
Yep, a lot easier when you're not in the game. You can see where the ward is. But,
of course.
In the game, you don't always walk through every bush. But it would be good to check at some point.
All right, well, Quid going to get a little bit of chunk down here on Dhokla. We'll see if the chase can continue. But without eyes on everyone, it would be a bit of a risky proposition. Obviously not going to be able to burst him down by any means. Does have some MR he's been picking up now, and Huhi just playing for vision down on the spot side. It's going to be about this next fight for Dragon here. It is Ocean Soul that teams would be working towards, a really valuable one for both sides. Of course, 100 Thieves do have those first 2 dragons, but Energy grabbed last one.
All right, let's see if 100 Thieves with their Jayce and Taliyah side lanes can actually get an advantage here. If you can push side and then get your roam over first, maybe get a good angle on the engage here onto NRG.
Contractz going to go in. They're looking for Quid. The seismic shove comes back defensively. Mom over the top. We're going to soften him up. The Dawning Shadows give shields to the whole team. But it's Eyla on retreat. River and Quid going to have to back out of there as well. Feels like 100 Thieves just won themselves the dragon. Excuse me, NRG, I think, just won themselves the dragon.
The flash from Quid is a really, really key cooldown that they were able to get out there. So that's definitely worth it. But Zin's out fighting without his ultimate in a team
coming
fight.
Back. They're going to actually look for this. FBI trying to poke them down with the stacks here, getting that true damage burn on as many as he can. Dhokla stepping forward, looking to zone them out and watch Palafox in the pit. He's going to look to try to go over the wall here and potentially find that charm. Quid throws down the Weaver's wall, does have them locked in here. The dragon getting low, and it might just be a 50-50. Dhokla going to get flipped back in, and now Dhokla's low all of a sudden. In goes Eyla, and it's going to be a flip, but it's actually taken there by Palafox, and he goes forward, looking to take down more. Quid goes legendary. He's cutting back onto Huhi. Contractz trying to step forward, does connect onto Quid, but Quid is still alive for now, but he's close to burning down, and he goes down. FBI looking for more, flashes in, gets another. The stacks are online. Smolder roasting him up, gets the quadra. Meech slinks out of there, so it won't be a penta, but it will be a 1 fight, and it will be the Baron.
Oh, it's Smolder in time again. How many times will we have to say that one? Quadra for FBI, Baron for Energy. I don't think there's anything that Meech is going to be able to do. No miracles here.
Yeah, that is not what you like to see as 100 Thieves there. I like what you said about Contractz forcing Quid's flash right before the fight. And I was honestly a little surprised to see 100 Thieves continue to fight it. It might be the situation where they just feel so pressured because of Smolder. They're saying like, all right, it's not a great fight for us, but this is our best shot. You know, giving him this dragon's not going to make winning any easier. So went for it, and it did not work out despite, you know, not the worst start.
All right, walk us through the first steps of this dragon fight then.
Well, I think Quid was doing a good job zoning here. Like, Dhokla pretty much gets killed before anything really happens here just by Taliyah. But just so much damage went back on the rest of 100 Thieves. River kind of died. Palafox wasn't able to get a whole lot done. And then by this point, you know, you've used your major cooldowns. Smolder's still alive. It's kind of just a formality at this point.
Yeah, it's tough too because Palafox even got the dragon, right? So you don't even have that hope of, well, we got the 3rd dragon. Maybe we could get a soul to bail ourselves out. This is a 300 stack Smolder now. They're looking for another fight though. The flash going to be forced from Huhi.
I have to say too, Palafox in that fight, even though he didn't hit that first charm, his Ahri ultimate's over and then back again, kept pressure on like 3 people, kind of zoning them on the side, which allowed FBI to get all these shutdowns. By the way, Smolder, another big benefit. Of course, your execute is going to get you those big shutdowns, and he got the 1,000 gold off of the Quid kill too. So now you're looking at 3 items plus the Vamp Scepter for FBI.
He basically bought a full item off that fight. He got the full rapid fire, has the Vamp on top, so he's working towards a BT next. And this is where it gets so hard to play. I mean, just look at that. That is so much damage chunking him down. The ulti gonna whiff, but it was about 30% of Meech's health from 1 Q with that true damage burn coming through. It's very hard to actually interact with this guy whatsoever. At this point, you just strafe, you wait for the rapid fire proc, you step forward, you Q, and it's kind of just rinse and repeat. Play with the Tahm Kench behind you. It is very difficult to be able to actually deal with this guy.
Yeah, I do like this, you know, the draft for Energy is kind of coming together here, taking away that Tahm Kench from Senna, pairing it with Smolder, because, you know, I kind of expect 100 Thieves to start looking for some, like, low percentage, desperate-looking plays at this point, because I don't really know what they can do other than that. You know, just go for something. I don't think they have a clean way really back into this one. The Smolder's just too hard to deal with. He's got a Knight's Vow on him. He's got a Tahm Kench ready to eat him. It's tough.
My favorite play right now is try and send literally 4 or 5 people into one of the side lanes and just send every single person and try and get 1 kill. Even if you open up mid and you lose a tower during it, you're probably going to lose out slowly to the siege anyway. So just throw the Hail Mary, send everybody down a side.
NRG just aren't really taking any risks, though. You can see no one in the side lanes is stepping very far forward. They're happy to just slowly chip away. They're playing through 2 lanes, or excuse me, 3 lanes, with Contractz kind of bouncing back and forth between mid and bot.
Yeah, I mean, I say that, and then it's like, Ksante and Ahri, good luck catching those champions, 2 of the most mobile in the game.
Yeah, the only one who's really vulnerable on this team is Zhao, and his flash is down for a little bit longer, but even then, he's got his ultimate, he's got the move speed in bushes, so even that's, you know, not going to be the easiest pick to make.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult, but it's again, it's one of those things. Even if that's like a 10% play or a 15% play, that's probably higher than your odds of playing the game slow and actually winning from here. So we'll see. Palafox, though, has been a kind of a big story for this team, especially last summer. When you think about him last summer in playoffs, he was absolutely incredible. In spring, he definitely wasn't as hot, and he's such a core component to their success. I feel like when Palafox is able to play well, this team looks so different.
Yeah, and it's not just stats, right? It's himself tweeting out that he's disappointed in his own play. I saw not 1, but 2 times this year, Palafox tweeting out he was so disappointed and he felt like he played literally the worst game that he's ever played in competitive. So, you know, he's feeling it also. The team definitely had a rocky spring split here, but the 4-1 split push right now with Palafox on top side looks like it should work. He's almost up at the tower, 1 more wave, and should be able to get to that top tower while the rest of the team holds mid.
I just feel like NRG is such a confidence-based team. When they're doing well, it can really go well for them. 100 Thieves faster to this dragon. They're going to be the ones bursting it down here. The TP's coming in from Palafox, but will it be too late? Mom going to get called over the top, but River does secure the dragon, and now the fight's going to break out. River pops the counter-strike, stepping back. Sniper already getting chunked out here. Dhokla as well, though, and Contractz getting low. Palafox has arrived now, though, and he spear rushes over the wall. The charm's gonna connect, and Meech is just gone. Dhokla getting low on the other side, but it's Smolder in time. Here comes FBI, takes down another kill as Quid's gonna try to flash out. Contractz pushing forward. Smolder needs to reconnect with the team, though. Now he has arrived, and there goes another kill towards Contractz. Sniper low, and Quid low. Sniper's got nowhere to go. There's the easy finish for FBI. Dhokla pushing forward. I don't think they're gonna be able to get Quid, but it's another 1 fight here for NRG. The light at the end of the tunnel, maybe. 100 Thieves got the dragon.
It was a little bit of a weird play coming in, because to me, I actually thought NRG was going to be okay just giving the dragon, you know, let Palafox split push. But they went for the fight, which is okay. But his TP was so far that he had to actually use almost all of his ults just to get into the fight in the first place. So I think the fact that NRG took, like, honestly, a pretty sus fight, it was not great terms for them, and it still went pretty well for them. So
yeah, that's how far ahead they are. It's like, oh, we were super late. They already had the objective. Palafox is really far away. But then he charges over the wall and does get the charm and insta-kill onto Meech there. So, you know, with that advantage, they're able to push it forward. Here's where it gets a little dicey, because they kill Palafox, and then Smolder was stuck in the dragon pit. So the rest of NRG look behind them like, oh, we're chasing him down. We're getting all the kills. Wait. Both of our carries weren't quite there, and it takes a while for FBI to actually get there and clean up.
This is some of the power, though, kind of demonstrated there from Smolder. You know, the first couple of Qs, there was 3 or 4 people from 100 Thieves that got hit by it. You have to be so careful about how you're positioning, because if you're in a line, that cone splash that comes out applies the true damage burn to everyone. He's doing thousands of damage per Q. It is insane how much it's going to do, but they're going to jump forward onto Huhi. River looking, the ulti's gonna get called, and Contractz is gonna go back in with the Crescent Guard. Knockback from Sniper means that the flip back won't actually connect, and I think the fight will dissipate from here as Palafox is moving down to the team. But 100 Thieves just know they're in desperation mode. They're gonna keep trying to force fights everywhere they can.
If I'm NRG, I would happily take these fights. I think at this point, if NRG takes in a fight on even terms, there's almost no way they can lose, barring some complete disaster. So, I'm a little surprised to see how much they're looking to split instead of just group and fight.
Yeah, I think they force Baron now for sure. They just popped the Sterix from River, and then they're going to be starting it up. Cancels his recall. So River's here with no Sterix active, and he has a little bit over 50% HP. Possible to steal too, so they want to play it a little cautious here.
Yeah, they're going to be able to push them off, and now I think 100 Thieves should just go push out mid, threaten that tier 1, but they're going to be starting it back up. River knows they're on it. The blast cone is available. He's going to ward over the wall, get some eyes on it, but this is a difficult fight for them to approach. Look at Palafox moving around the bottom of your screen. He's going to look for the flank angle here. Does have a pink, knows that he will be spotted, but still, 100 Thieves have got to choose their moment. Sniper now back with the team, but the Baron's getting low. It's down to 4K, and in goes Contractz over the wall with the Crescent Guard. He's going to get devoured up there by Huhi. Dawning Shadow comes across the top, but FBI goes legendary, and Palafox still has multiple charges to chase in. It's a flash charm onto Quid. He connects, and he dashes back over the top with the Spirit Charge, but it's Contractz low here, and it's actually going to be a kill onto Palafox as FBI and Dhokla were chasing on the other side. The team got pretty split there. It was a nice charm, but no one was there to follow.
I think he got a little caught off guard by the Seraph shield. He thought he had the damage. You know, if I can hit this charm into Q, I got him, but it was not the case.
Well, they're teleporting in.
Kind of ended up.
We're going to recast again. We'll see if they're going to be here in time. River's running over there. They know it's getting low. Are they going to be willing to 50-50? He's basically has to go in blind. The Counter-Strike's going to get popped. FBI goes over the wall, and River has no chance at all. Gets burned to a crisp there by FBI. NRG, it's a long, scrappy fight, but they will secure the Baron.
I like that from FBI. You know, they immediately all just turn on enemy jungler. They're like, we are not flipping this. Even the Smolder will fly right into your face. They take down River, and now NRG with the Baron. They should be able to push out and grab Dragon as well. I don't think there's any way that 100 Thieves are going to be able to sneak that soul.
And bad news goes to worse, is now a full Zhonya is bought up for Smolder as well. He's on 450 stacks. He's 6 items at 34 minutes here and has the Zhonyas. So he's got a Knight's Vow, he's got a Locket, he's got a Tahm Kench behind him, he has his Flash, he has his dash that goes over walls, and he's got a Zhonyas. Good luck killing him.
I don't even know if he needs the rest of his team at this point. I kind of want to see him go for the 1v5 at least, you know, just have a little fun with it.
Yeah. Well, on the other side, definitely been a bit of a tough one for Meech and Eyla to really have a big impact on this game. The Ornn upgrades have come through, but it just hasn't really mattered. Contractz, though, looking. Spirit Rush over the wall there from Palafox. They're going to try to connect, see if he can find a charm on a critical target. Eyla's trying to block, but there's the charm onto Eyla. It just doesn't even matter. He's a tank, but he's gone anyway. Smolder deals true damage. NRG are pushing forward and looking to finish this one up. They've only got that one cannon minion, but the next wave is coming through, and NRG are not going to be stopping here. 100 Thieves have got to make a miracle happen, but I think God ain't listening on this one, as FBI is going to push forward, looking to just splash that true damage in onto Quid. You can see him already getting low. River's got to try to look for some sort of an angle if they're going to hold here. The towers are going down quick. There's Dhokla to get Seismic Shove back in. Pathmaker brings him to safety. They will clear out the wave. The fight going to dissipate for now as Meech is trying to just poke them down and make something happen, but NRG are just going to reconnect with another wave, and they can actually just head over to Dragon.
Yeah, we saw those Smolder Qs doing, I don't know, a quarter of Quid's health, just getting clipped from like across the screen. That's not easy to fight against. They're definitely going to need some kind of miracle play.
Man, it is now 11.8% execute. Sorry, 11.8% true damage burn, and then if you get below 13% health, you're instantly executed.
That's almost an Elder Dragon.
He's at 480 stacks. So I don't know if you saw that poll that just got put up by LCS. Do you think that Smolder will hit 500 stacks this game? He's already at 480.
He's going to get it.
20 stacks, or do they end the game? Because they're pretty close to ending the game too, but I feel like he'll get the stacks.
I think he'll get 20 in the fight that ends the game probably.
I mean, 100 Thieves could FF and just, you know, stop the poll.
The rare LCS FF.
482 is the record that is held by Berserker.
He's definitely getting the record.
He's definitely getting that. But this is just an absurd amount of damage. Even ignoring the true damage, everything, the base damage on this, you know, is about 700 damage plus the Sheen proc, plus everything else on top, the rapid fire proc as well that can be in there. So it is just an overwhelming amount of damage. FBI basically impossible to deal with at this point, but they're going to try. Palafox pushing up mid lane. They have that Baron buff, and here comes the Horn. Going to get called over the top, but it's not going to mean anything, as Huhi will just devour FBI preemptively, making sure there's no angle for an engage on a Smolder. Mom going to get called over the top, just knocks the Edge of Night off of Sniper. The Root is going to connect, and FBI does have to flash out of there. There's no devour from Huhi. It's not available, and maybe there's an angle to get something done. River, though, already on the run, and there goes All Out. It's going to take him across the map. Where did he go? 100 Thieves get pulled on a wild ride there by Dhokla. It's a double coming through for FBI. It's a triple for FBI. It's a quadra for FBI. He wants the penta, and he's gonna get it. And NRG will end the game off the back of that. They're gonna go up 1-0 off a monster Smolder game from FBI. 18 kills, a penta, and the new Smolder stacks record.
And Big Dokes with the longest Ksante ult I've ever seen.
That was
Dude, he
crazy.
brought him into game 2, I think. That was
like you went into practice tool and you were practicing the angles on Bard tunnels for like 20 hours. You're like, all right, I got the longest Bard tunnel. It'll also work for a Ksante
Man,
here.
he pressed the ulti and then the Aladdin song starts playing. I can show you the world. Took him across the map there. The Smolder dot followed him, I guess, though. Took him down.
Even if you take your kill target 3 screens away from Smolder, Smolder still gets the kill. What?
he just KS machine. You know, once he has those stacks, like every kill is his.
Big props to Dhokla though. He tried to deny the penta. You can do all you want to try and deny post.
Took the guy cross map. Still got the penta.
Can't do any more than that.
What can you do? All right. Well, a reminder: the Fantasy LCS